Final thing I want to talk about was I had seen some stuff on like Reddit and on Twitter about Gatekeeper's coverage this year not being the same, and I decided, let me see this for myself.
That's right, investigative journalism.
And so I went over to Gatekeeper's page and I just clicked on one of the rounds from Waco, and what I saw was just terrible. And everyone's blaming Disc Golf Pro Tour for it because they're saying that this is what the Disc Golf Pro Tour is like forced Gatekeeper to do. Is if you haven't watched it, it's just a highlight reel, and they're combining FPO and MPO into one, and it's just like a round recap, and they're jumping all over the place. Like the one I watched for Waco, they had like someone throw their drive on one. It was FPO. She made a birdie. Then it cut over to the green of hole 2, and that person like threw a par or tapped out a birdie or something. Then they cut back to like the middle of the fairway with a different player, and then like any somewhat decent shot they were doing a replay of. Like there was like 3 replays in the first 2 holes, but the first 2 holes, like live disc golf, it flows because you're not missing anything. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense. Like the lead card finishes hole 1, they're walking over to hole 2. While they're walking, you're throwing forward to like hole 3 and watching someone play out hole 3. Then you're coming back to the tee of 2, but it's like it's real time, so it makes sense. Post-produced jumping like that was just so frustrating to watch because it's like there was just a better way to tell that story.
Yeah, well,
because like, you weren't telling a story.
It's like a halfway highlight reel, because if you're going to
not halfway, it was a highlight reel.
No. I'm saying if you're going to be a highlight reel, cut it even shorter. Make it just it's literally just the highlights. We're not even trying to like paint a picture of the round. Really, we're really just kind of showing you the highlights, and maybe we'll show you enough shots down the stretch that you understand how it finished. But they're cutting a highlight reel and trying to still get like almost entire.
But the problem was it was highlight reel of just chase cards. So there wasn't really a storyline to finish.
That's also a good point. Yeah, at that point, like what did it even?
Yeah, but I just saw, and all the comments were hating it. Also, not getting a lot of reach right now because it's just not the coverage. But everyone was hating DGN and Disc Golf Pro Tour for it. But what confused me was I went back and like read, and what the Disc Golf Pro Tour promised that was going to be available was like basically Gatekeeper would have access to the Pro Tour cameras that they're using for DGN to do with it what they want. So to me, it sounded like the Gatekeeper could have, and maybe something changed from the announcement or behind the scenes. Like they could have just done, or maybe they don't have every shot from Chase Card or something. I don't know.
They didn't want to pay our guy Dustin, man.
It sounded like they could have just done post-produced coverage of Chase Card like they had, and it's just like they're not the ones running the cameras, but they could have just used it, and they had more shots and decided, oh, this will be cool.
Yeah.
And shot themselves in the foot. That's what the feeling I got, but I don't know if that's actually true because like literally every comment was just ticked off that DGN did this to them, basically.
We're looking for the guy
so
that did this.
I don't know what's going on, but what I will say, I know YouTube AdSense numbers, if you monetize well, they're not going to last long if they're doing just this all year. Well, they might last long as it's like a side gig.
How long?
Well, I think they have like 5 guys on their team. Like they must have had some nice money in the bank to already still be alive, or they're just living on rice and beans and rice, the Dave Ramsey style.
Or 5 guys.
Or 5. No, definitely not 5 guys.
There's 5 guys, so you have to consider.
Well,
that.
yeah, I guess if you had 5 guys and you all got 1 cheeseburger,
yeah,
that might work. At 5 guys, it'd still be more expensive than just getting ramen.
That's still $13.99 a person.
Yeah. No, I don't know. So Gatekeeper, if you're watching this and you have the ability to change, please do. Because they're also posting like they're posting like a Disc Golf Daily podcast, and they're posting it as videos, and it's just crushing them in the algorithm because it's getting like 100 views.
Maybe they're on salary this whole time.
Maybe the Pro Tour just owns them.
I say that could be the plot twist.
And the Pro Tour is just killing their channel to give them more time to work on other stuff. Maybe that's the plot twist. No, because someone tweeted saying something about the Pro Tour owning them, and they responded quickly back of like, the Pro Tour doesn't own us. We're our own thing.
That's what you would say if Pro Tour owned you.
Yeah.
Pro Tour doesn't own us, guys. Griplock, we're not owned by the Pro Tour. We're totally not owned by the Pro Tour.
I don't think we have to tell people that.
Discmania is not trilogy.
But yeah, it made me sad. I clicked on it. I watched like 5 minutes of it. I couldn't stomach anymore.
And
clicked off.
It made Hunter sad.
It made me sad. So I wanted to mention it so that hopefully someone does something about it.